Hello, my name is Kristen Hampton, and for the next half hour I'll be your tour guide as we travel through Royal Manor Elementary. We'll start our journey in kindergarten and we'll travel all the way through 5th grade, allowing you to see talented kids of all ages. But before we get too involved, let's go to Mark so he can give us the previews.
Gwen starts us off with our look at Royal Manor Elementary when she takes us to the kindergartners. And what a better place to start, since kindergarten is the beginning of the great learning experience. Our next stop will be the 1st graders with Trisha. In the 1st grade, there is a drastic change in learning and in the children, and Trisha will take a look at this. BJ will take us to the 3rd grade, where we go on to sentences and math and all that exciting stuff. Tracy shows us a neat experience in the 4th grade, where the students take what they've learned in the previous grades and put them to work. These students get to write a book and then make it. Neil takes a look at Mr. Scanfer's history class. Now, what does history have to do with computers? Maybe Neil can answer that for us. And what would school be without recess? Valita takes a look at this crucial time. Amy takes a look at that part of school we all have experienced, the bus trip to and from school. And she's going to take a look at the new bus routes that have been set up for Royal Manor Elementary School. And with the busing, we can't forget the walkers. Shelley takes a look at the patrols who protect the kids walking to and from school. One of the highlights of the show will be Krista's interview with the principal as they take a look at the goals for the future. Oh yeah, we almost forgot the 2nd grade. But don't worry, those little busy beavers are going to be in the show with a lot of great, exciting new adventures that they found in the 2nd grade. So let's get on with the show.
Kindergarten is a very important time in a child's life because it establishes the attitude they will take towards education for the following 12 years. For example, if a child has a bad experience every day of kindergarten, chances are he's going to be reluctant to come back to 1st grade. Well, we have no fears about the kindergartners that Gwen spoke to. Let's take a look.
Noisy chatter accompanies the coming of young children, eagerly anticipating their first day of kindergarten. Coats are hung in the coat racks as the socialization and learning process begins. At Royal Manor, kindergarten is divided into a morning and afternoon session. The morning session begins at 8:30 and ends at 10:15. The afternoon session begins at 12:30 and ends at 2:15. There are 3 kindergarten teachers, Mrs. Stuckey, Mrs. Block, and Mrs. Copel. In kindergarten, children learn skills that they will need throughout life. The children are taught how to write their names and recite and recognize the alphabet. This helps to build strong reading abilities. Math skills are developed by counting and recognizing numerals. In kindergarten, the teachers also help the children to better develop motor abilities and coordination. While in kindergarten, teachers check your listening skills, how you get along with others, and if you are developing forms of responsibility. Even though all of this seems like a lot of work, the teachers make it interesting by incorporating projects like making bunnies and coloring numbered pictures. All things considered, kindergarten can be a frightening experience for a child, but the staff at Royal Manor take all of the fear and doubt away. This has been Gwen Barker reporting, and now back to the studio.
Those kids already look prepared to move up to the 1st grade, and they'll be there soon enough. But Trisha's with the kids who are in 1st grade right now. Let's peek in.
Here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity-hoppity, Easter's on its way. The 1st grade at Royal Manor Elementary had an activity involving the Easter holiday. The students made Easter baskets filled with green grass and also made their own Easter bunnies. The students sure look like they enjoy this activity. Sometimes it makes me want to go back to elementary. For WGLH, this has been Trisha Stanson.
There was a lot going on in second grade this time of the year, and I got a chance to share that with them today. The second grade class we visited today was extremely productive. As one can see, this board illustrates some of their daily activities. Participation and communication are both important lessons that must be learned. So every student must take his turn reading a story in front of the class. This little girl didn't have any problem with the task of entertaining her classmates. Since the students in the audience are required to answer comprehension questions on what they've heard, they must develop good listening habits throughout the reading sessions. So overall, this was a wonderful way of learning for everyone involved. Cursive handwriting is on their agenda too, and at the glance of these papers, I'd say they're pretty quick learners, wouldn't you? No, this isn't just another cluttered desk. It has illustrations and books concerning the children's new unit on animals. One boy was proud to sit in the middle of the circle and share his project with his classmates. You see, he brought in his cat for show and tell. Everyone knows hands-on experience is always the best way to learn. The student also brought his mom along, displaying how the cat was found, which happened to be in the front yard digging in the garden. Then she went on to prove her point that this just wasn't any cat, because this one was special. It did tricks. For example, it shook hands, but only for a treat, of course. I honestly don't know who had the most fun today, the children petting the cat getting all the attention, or me being permitted to share this special time with them. This has been Kristen Hampton reporting. Wow, those second graders are really busy, but the third graders here aren't easily overdone. So we sent BJ to the third grade music class. Let's listen.
During school, the third graders of Royal Manor Elementary School not only learn the basics, reading, writing, and arithmetic, but they also do other fun things. Each day they have a special helper for the class. They learn how different seasons affect a tree, as this bulletin board demonstrates. They also have a special desk for when they want to think or to read. During the school day, they also have electives that they take, such as gym, art, or music. In Mrs. Benson's music class, they are learning how to play the recorder. Mrs. Benson shows them the notes and how to play them, and then they try it. Let's watch.
All right, now let's say the names of the notes to the next two measures. Put your fingers on the right holes. All right, no playing yet. All right. B, A, G, A, B, B, B. All right, let's play. 1, 2.
Mrs. Benson is also teaching them how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. Let's listen. Good luck to all the third graders with the recorder and everything else. This is Billy Joe Washburn reporting. Now back to you, Kristen.
Now, some of the other classes might be reading, but the 4th grade class is putting together books of their own. Tracy is visiting with a couple of the young authors.
The 4th grades here at Royal Manor Elementary recently had written and made their own books. In a 5-step process, the students write, rewrite, glue, sew, and finalize a book of their own. First, the students create a story and write a rough draft. Next, they write a final draft. The 3rd step is to glue a cover for their books using construction paper and cardboard. After gluing the cover on, they use paint to make it look marbleized. With thread, the children sew the covers to the book to keep the pages together. Finally, an end copy is produced. I asked Bree and Justin what their favorite part of the bookmaking process was.
I like marbling the paper. All you have to do is, there's a big pan and you put paint inside of it, and then you just dip the paper and take it out, and then you glue it to the backs of these papers.
It was drawing the pictures and writing the book and putting it in the book.
Some of the books were sent to the Young Authors Conference on Friday, March 25th. I asked Jody and Siam about the books they sent to the Young Authors Conference.
It was named A Story Part 2, and I did a different kind of back. Instead of using the regular cardboard, I used like this paper stuff cardboard. And I wrote a book about a family of mice, and I had to go on a journey for some food, and I got an award for it.
The students learned all about the process of bookmaking and seemed to have fun in the meantime. At least, they showed some of their creativity. This has been Tracy Starr reporting for WGLH TV. Now back to the studio.
I can't believe how quick time is passing. We're already to the 5th grade. And Royal Manor prepares their students for the future. For example, everyone knows computers are an essential part of society, so they train their students. Neil is taking some very, very interesting computer courses with the 5th graders.
The days in history class sure have changed. History used to be just maps and textbooks, but it's a little different in Mr. Scanfer's 5th grade history class. The Oregon Trail is a game developed by Apil, but it teaches as well as entertains. In the game, the players buy supplies, determine when to leave in covered wagon for Oregon, and then make critical decisions that come about during the game. They have to be able to ration food, cross rivers, hunt, and fix the wagon. I asked one of the students why they liked the game.
It's about important people back in the 1800s and how their life was back then. And it's really kind of rough because they didn't have the kind of transportation and stuff like we have now.
Computers have become a big part in everyone's life, including elementary students. Just look at Mr. Stanford's history class. This has been Neil Smith reporting from Royal Manor Elementary. Now back to our studio.
Clothing.
Today we have seen children of all ages perfecting areas of skill, and that's great for mental maturity, but for overall maturity to be achieved, social growth must occur, and that's why recess was invented. Valita will show us today how a lot of things can be learned on the playground, even though there's no textbook for it.
Right now, this playground looks pretty empty, but in just 5 minutes, it will be filled with lots of children who are ready to release their frustrations from their long and exhausting day. The first students to be released from lunch, which precedes recess, are the first graders. This group of youngsters share with me the most popular game during recess, tetherball. Can you tell everybody how you guys play tetherball?
You got to hit the ball, and whoever wraps it first
Wraps around the pole first?
Yeah, and if you wrap it around your arm, that means you're out. That means you rope. And if you hold it too long, that means you holding.
Oh.
And if you rope it, you got to come out.
Okay, thank you. I asked these 5th grade experts what the older kids participate in.
Some of them play football, and some of them play tetherball.
The majority of girls find swinging and jumping rope most enjoyable. However, Royal Manor has other options, such as jungle bars, which are good for climbing and swinging on. And there is also big tires, which can make a man feel 10 feet tall. But all in all, running, jumping, and being with friends is what makes recess so exciting and such a popular portion of the day for the Royal Manor students. This has been Valita Johnson reporting for WGLH TV. Now back to the studio.
Recently, the boundary lines have been changed in Gahanna, and as a result, Royal Manor has received more students. And as in any case, when there's more students, there needs to be transportation. Amy has the story on the busing situation.
Royal Manor Elementary School publishes a monthly newsletter. In the March issue, one of the stories dealt with the attendance boundaries for the 1988-89 school year. The Board of Education has determined the new boundary lines, which is the area north of McCutcheon, west of Stigler, east of 270, and south of Ambassador Commons. The elementary's overall enrollment is expected to increase from 415 to 430 next year. I had a chance to talk to some parents and their children about how they felt about this change. The children I talked to mentioned that they wouldn't mind changing schools, even though they didn't like the idea. The students said that it would be hard to switch schools and have to make new friends. The teachers would be new and unfamiliar to them. But parents, on the other hand, were split on how they felt. Some felt the change was needed and necessary for community growth, while others argued that they wanted their children to stay where they were at because they knew the faculty well. Whether it be crowded classrooms or unfamiliar faces, the decision has been made. This has been Amy Wallace for WGLH TV.
Whether the students ride buses, bikes, or walk, they're all familiar with patrols. Patrols are the students who are responsible for the children's safety on their way to school and on the way home. Shelley spent some quality time with them and found out all about their duties.
To ensure the safety of children coming to and from school, Royal Manor has set up a patrol system. There are approximately 30 students involved. They are stationed throughout the neighborhood on corners, making sure students cross the street safely. They also make sure the students do not act rudely. Patrols go to their positions at 7:45 in the morning and remain there until 8:20. Then the patrols go back out at 2:20 in the afternoon and remain there until 2:45. The patrols were all 5th grade students, which walked to school and were chosen by a team of teachers. The patrols also help with other various activities. Let's hear what the patrols had to say.
You help kids cross the street and it's fun. Yeah.
There are 27 patrols around the neighborhood.
Okay.
I think it's safer for most kids to have patrols at different posts to help them cross, especially if they're young.
We are chosen by having a week trial with different patrols. We have inspection day where everybody has to
So even if your student walks to school or rides the bus, or even if you drive him, the patrols are there to see that they get to school safely. Patrols, we salute you.
Although the students have had many responsibilities in the past year, one is extremely important: family responsibility. Shelley and BJ were there at Christmas time when the Royal Manor children were shopping for their families. Not only is Santa Claus busy picking out presents for children, the children are busy picking out presents for their parents. I had the chance to visit Royal Manor Elementary School's Secret Santa Workshop, where the children were able to buy presents for their families.
I bought my grandpa something, but I can't remember what it was.
Till 11. And that means about half an hour.
At Secret Santa Workshop.
So and even BJ and Shelley got in on the bargain. Good. Shelley and I got in on the bargain. You sit it down. Even though some of the children were unsure of their purchases, their parents were very proud. As we have seen today, Royal Manor runs rather smoothly, and that's due to the administration. Right now I'm going to introduce you to the Chief Administrator, the Principal, Mr. Rotella. What program at Royal Manor makes you the proudest?
I would have to say the aspect that everyone is proud of our school, and we have a very proud tradition here at Royal Manor, the students, the staff, and all the parents. They work very hard to make Royal Manor a very good school. So that's what I'm proudest of.
What is your personal goal for the school?
What I try to do each day is to get around to each classroom and visit with students as much as possible, have as much contact with students. And that not always is that possible, but I try to accomplish that every day.
What are your specific future plans for Royal Manor?
I would like to see us make a few changes physically around here with air conditioning and a few other things like that. But above that, I would like to see the curriculum be improved where it is fun for students to learn, maybe even offer some foreign language, different things like that, some interest items to students.
Okay. From my interview with Mr. Rotella, I am confident that the school will only improve as long as he's principal. I thank him and his staff for their cooperation. It's hard to believe that the children at Royal Manor, who enjoy school so much, would ever think of using an excuse like that little girl did in Shel Silverstein's poem, Sick. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps. A gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are as big as rocks. Why, I've counted 16 chicken pox. And there's one more. That's 17. And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut. My eyes are blue. It might be instamatic flu. I cough and sneeze and gasp and choke. I'm sure that my left leg is broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back is wrenched. My ankle sprained. My appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold. My toes are numb. I have a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff, my spine is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is filling up my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. My elbow's bent, my spine ain't straight. My temperature is 108. My brain is shrunk, I cannot hear. There is a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail, and my heart is... What? What's that? What's that you say? You say today is Saturday. Goodbye, I'm going out to play.
Children believe what their parents tell them.
You're pathetic. You can't do anything right.
You disgust me. Just shut up.
You can't be my kid.
You're worthless.
Hey, stupid, don't you know how to listen?
You're never going to amount to anything.
Why don't you go find some other place to live?
Words hit as hard as a fist. Stop and listen to what you're saying. You might not believe your ears.
I wish you were never born.
Take time out. Don't take it out on your kid.
As an athlete, it's especially painful to watch cocaine destroy those around me. How could these heroes with so much strength and discipline fall for cocaine? They thought they could control it. That's the big lie. No one controls cocaine. So don't blame them. Learn from them. If you're using cocaine, get help.
Call 1-800-662